Hey, what's up, you guys? And finally, bringing this action figure review to you. So this is one of the figures that I was mentioning in my other videos that was Spider-Man related. And here he is, Spider-Man Miles Morales. So I really wanted this figure. I don't have a Miles figure in my collection at all. I never did. I just never, and I've always loved Miles Morales, but I just never picked up one. But I'm glad I waited because this figure looks like it was worth the wait, most definitely. So this is Marvel Legends Miles Morales, and he is the Gamerverse Miles Morales. With the Armadillo Build-A-Figure, and I was just so lucky and fortunate. I picked it up from I went through eBay, but it was Hasbro's website on eBay that I picked him up from, and a lot of people are selling him in the aftermarket for, kind of up their prices, like 30 something dollars and up, and that's some of them is without the packaging, of the box and everything. The Build-A-Figure, the Armadillo Build-A-Figure, I would like to get the Armadillo figure and build him, but some of those figures I just don't want. But I definitely wanted this. I definitely wanted Miles Morales. So here is the man Miles Morales in the packaging. And you see his head sculpt. You see the gloves. You see his Venom shock hands. And you see Spider-Man Miles Morales at the bottom. You see Hasbro at the bottom. And so you see Miles Morales there on the top. You see Miles Morales side there. Just pretty cool. And on the back, you got Miles Morales. He about to do a Venom strike. And you see the figures that you need for the Build-A-Figure. I do have Moreland. I do want Shriek. Jameson, not really. Doctor Strange, a maybe. And those other two No Way Home Spider-Man figures, not interested. So that's what you would need to collect the Build-A-Figure. And get the read up over here. See Miles Morales. When a fierce power struggle threatens to destroy his new home, Miles Morales realizes that with great power must also come great responsibility. So that's the read up on Miles. And on the other side, same thing. You got him looking good. Miles Morales, be greater. You also got the Spider logo, the Miles Spider logo on the top. You got Marvel Gamerverse right there. And that is Miles Morales in the packaging. So I'm going to get him out of the packaging. And we're going to get into this review. Stay tuned, guys. So real quick, I just wanted to show this off real quick. I just think that looks so cool in the background. This is his background diorama that's in the box. So I just thought that was just cool. So here's Miles out of the packaging, and he looks fantastic. Oh, he looks so good. He looks so good. So for the people, there's very few people from some of the reviews I've seen. I ain't gonna try to throw no shade at Anthony's Customs, but he always shits on Marvel Legend figures. Like, he very, very, it's a very rare case with him when he actually praised Marvel Legends figure. But this figure is awesome. This figure is awesome. And he's pinless. There's no pins. He's absolutely pinless. And I think I got a little bit of paint imperfection right there. That's a little bit unfortunate right there. I mean, but it's not a deal breaker. Now, his head looks clean, which is what I'm pretty much concerned with the most. His head looks very clean, looks very good. His eyes look good. The only thing is this neck that's going on here. I don't know why they put a cut in his neck like that. There was really no reason for them to do that, especially if there's no articulation there. I don't really care about that, but I mean, it's a little distracting. And so all this is sculpted. This figure is amazing. All of this is sculpted. And I like the size of him. I'm going to compare him next to my PS4 Spidey, and I think that they will match very well together. Anthony Customs was complaining about the anatomy of this figure, and I don't see anything wrong with his anatomy, but everybody has their own opinions. So some people may complain about this figure, but I could find very little to complain about. The sculpting is good. The sculpt, the paint, I think they did good. And except for that little blemish I had. Now, the only thing is they didn't continue through. Now, Hasbro, lazy. Lazy Hasbro, there was no need for that. But the paint continues through on his butterfly joints. And I got a little bit of missing paint there. So that's not, that's not a deal breaker. And Miles is loaded with accessories. So I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But yeah, this figure looks great. The sculpting, I mean, now take it from somebody who played Miles Morales both on PS4 and PS5 version. Of course, I love my PS5 version more, but they nailed it. I mean, everything I'm seeing on this suit is from the game. So either the people that did this figure at Marvel Legends / Hasbro, either they played the game or they took a lot of pictures and videos and studied his costume from the game, because they just nailed it. Look at that. Got the red lines on his feet. That looks good. This looks really good. Like, this is a awesome looking Miles. So he comes with his thwip hands. As you can see, he comes with his thwippy hands. See right there. Miles comes with his thwip hands. So we're going to get into his alternate hands. He comes with his open wall crawling hands, or express hands, whatever you want to call them or use them for. And these are my personal favorite. He comes with these electrified Venom Zapping hands. So these are my personal favorite right here. Yeah, so there he is once again with his electric hands. Yeah, my boy Miles getting some height time. I'm just having some fun. And of course, Miles comes with his fisted hands. So there we have it. And he also comes with the Armadillo Build-A-Figure leg. He comes with that. So that's cool. He's packed in a lot with this box. And last but not least, we have his alternate Miles Morales head. Now, I don't know why they've had such a hard time trying to nail the likeness of Miles Morales, both in the comic book. Trying to translate him from comic book into action figure form. They have never quite nailed it. I do like the color of his eyes, though. I guess from a certain angle, you can see a little bit of Miles there, but they make him too dark. He should be maybe a little more light skinned, just slightly a bit. And also, his face does not match the video game at all. So I'm just going to point that out. Take it for somebody who has played the game multiple times, and he does not match. The face does not match the game. But this will work in my display as a comic book Miles. So when I have him displayed with his mask off, this head sculpt still works for me, because it's not a bad head sculpt. It's not like he's ugly, but he just doesn't look like Miles from the game. But like I said, I could use him for like a 616 comic book Miles. And if you were wondering, you can put him on the Nick Fury body, even though it looks a little weird because his head looks kind of too small. But this is like the only other black, character that I have. I own my collection, so I just popped him on this suit. And you can do that, or you can, do your own custom, and have a proper build for Miles. But if you were wondering, you can do that. You can pop his head on to other bodies. And so jumping right into articulation with Mr. Miles Morales, his head could look up about that far. It's good that he doesn't really get any gappage. That's good. So his head can go up about that far, which is pretty good. His head can go down that far, which is pretty good. He does have a lot of expressive things you can do. He does have attitude, and his arms can go out about that much, and he can go around 360, upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrists and hinge rotation, and he does have butterfly joints. Mine is kind of tight, but he does have the butterfly joints that you can utilize. And he can crunch back that far. He can crunch forward that far. Of course, they didn't follow through with that. He does have full 360 waist rotation. He can split out about that much, which is really good for a Spider-Man figure. He can kick forward about that much. He can kick back about that much. Upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. He can almost kick his own butt. There's no boot rotation, but his foot can hinge up slightly, down. He does have beautiful ankle pivot. So that's your articulation for Mr. Miles Morales. So let's get into size comparisons. Okay, so here Miles is next to Pete, next to his PS4 counterpart. They're from the same universe, from Spider-Man PS4 going into Miles Morales PS5. And they look pretty good together. Pete, I think, is maybe a little taller than Miles. They almost look about the same height, which is kind of weird because Miles is a teenager and Pete is a full-grown adult. So that's how they look. And here's Miles and Pete together, unmasked. That looks really cool. That looks really dope. I like that. And here's them both in their costume suited attire and their casual clothes. So I thought that would be pretty cool to show as well. And one more cool size comparison. Here is Venom. And I need a new Venom because actually my ball peg broke on this Venom. So his head is just sitting on there. So I've been hearing rumors that Hasbro is going to make a new Venom, which of course they are. And I'm definitely going to get it. But yeah, here's Miles next to Venom. And of course, Venom is taller than Miles. So yeah. And I'm about to get up out of here. But one more thing I forgot to mention, besides the pinless joints, he has an up and down motion in his leg a little bit, so you can get some articulation out of that. So my final thoughts on this Miles figure, I say he is definitely a must get. He's packed in with just the amount of accessories that he need, which is really great. He has so many display options. He's very posable. He has pinless joints. So I'm hovering between the 8.5 and a 9. They didn't paint through the spider logo in the back, which is annoying because it's just Hasbro being cheap and lazy. And he has that weird cut in his neck. So but this figure definitely is a must get, especially if you're a fan of the Miles Morales game, Be Greater. If you're just a fan of Miles Morales, period, you want this figure. So I'm hovering here. I'll give it a I'll give it a 9 out of 10 because it's so good. The sculpting is so good. I was going to give it an 8.5 because of that spider in the neck. But the neck cut, even though it's weird, I don't know why Hasbro did that. But that doesn't bother me that much. But what does bother me is that they didn't follow through with the sculpting in the back of his spider logo. But if they would have did that and got rid of the neck cut, he would have been a 10 out of 10 because he is a great figure. And this figure is a must get because, on the aftermarket, once stock runs out, Miles Morales is just another figure that always shoots up in price. So don't wait on this figure. I got him from the Hasbro site through eBay. And as soon as I got him, other people grabbed him up quickly. So it's out of stock there. So unfortunately, guys, but if you can find him anywhere else, because I was searching different sites for him and he was really kind of difficult to find. For the price I got him for, I paid $22.99. With tax came up to a 25 and change, but I'm so happy because I didn't have to pay 30 and up to get him, which I was going to do because I was that desperate. But yeah, this figure is a must get. I am enjoying him so far, and I'm going to continue to enjoy him. And I'm so glad that I finally have a Miles Morales in my collection. This is a figure I did not want to miss. And so the next figure I'm going to review, I can't wait for. Maybe I'll get it later this week or maybe next week. But stay tuned for that review, guys. I know you're going to enjoy that. And yes, it is Spider-Man related. And hint, hint, it's a spider figure from the retro wave. So, stay tuned for that, guys. So yes, so I'm giving this figure a 9 out of 10. If you're a Miles Morales fan, he can fit in with your 616 universe as a comic book Miles, or you can keep him as your PS4, PS5 Miles Morales for your display. You have many options, and he has great accessories. They packed him in with a lot of accessories, which I really appreciate. That's why I wanted to get this figure, and I'm happy and glad that I have him. So hope you enjoyed this review, guys. I've been rambling on long enough, and until the next time, be greater. See ya.